All right, folks, you're looking live at Stansted Airport in the UK. That's Air Force One. Doors are open. We're waiting for POTUS to exit the airport, airplane, Air Force One come up down the stairs. We have Brian Glenn with us. Brian, can you hear us, sir?
I can, Eric.
And you were.
Good evening, good afternoon.
Yeah, tell us about your last few hours. How did that go?
Great. Well, just right after takeoff from Joint Base Andrews, President Trump did step out into the media area. Didn't take any questions, but basically made more of a statement of comments making this trip. It's going to be a nice trip, he said. It's going to be a beautiful trip, his exact words. It was really funny because one of the first things he did mention, Eric, he said, Brian, I got the blue tent down for you. And we kind of had a funny moment with that. And that's going back to whenever I asked him in the Oval Office about that peace vigil tent, the blue tent was taken down.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of acknowledging that he did take it down. But this is the first revival. So we're waiting for him to step off, Eric, and said, here, we have probably about an hour from what I've been told, car ride over to where we're going to be staying. Of course, the President Trump and the First Lady are going to Windsor Castle.
Yeah. So is that the only thing he talked? He didn't really talk about this whole, while you were in the air.
No.
Yeah. While you're in the air, the Attorney General of Utah came out and said they're seeking the death penalty, and the alleged assassin, is being arraigned probably within the hour. And so that didn't come up. But I'm sure it came up in the back of the plane, but maybe not necessarily from Trump.
Yeah, we didn't really have any broadcast on television until almost about 2 hours before we landed. Mm-hmm. So we were just kind of catching up on the news. As you know, there is no Wi-Fi for the press on this vehicle, on this plane, so it's kind of hard to keep up what's going on. But we did catch a little bit of that as we got closer to landing. I would imagine that's going to come up. If not, I don't think he's going to gaggle coming off this plane, but certainly over the next couple of days, you'll find out a little bit more what the president has to think about that.
What's it again? Just tell our audience, refresh our memory. The purpose of this trip is just to talk to Keir. By the way, where's Keir Starmer? I know it's no. He's not. We were told he wasn't going to be there. It's going to be Warren Stevens, U.S. ambassador to the UK, not Keir Starmer.
Yeah, I haven't got any confirmation on that. Looks like we have. We have them coming off right now, actually. Greeting, there's First Lady. We're probably about 30 yards away from the President Trump right now.
President Trump with the First Lady, yeah.
Sizable media here, as you would expect.
Let's just take it. You can go, Brian. Why don't you take it?
I'll just say right now, greeting. I can't see from my angle here exactly who that is. But from what I understand, you've got some nice military greetings here as well. The media for this arrival is rather sizable. I'm just looking behind me and seeing some of the world media that is here. Now, before we took off, I was getting some updates on the security enhancements for this visit, and a little bit of a high alert as far as any type of a terrorist threat. As you can imagine, a lot of controversy right now swirling around not only this visit, but a lot of the stuff that's in the news right now, highly sensitive times that we live in. So there's taking no chances here. And as you can see, let's see, maybe perhaps, if we can get him over here, maybe he will have a few words with us. Let's see what that looks like. We can see him. Hang on, Eric. We'll see if I can. Nope. He's going to turn and get into. It looks like one of the helicopters there to take him to Windsor Castle, and then we'll get into a motorcade here and head to not far from where he is, but we're certainly not staying at Windsor Castle, Eric.
Okay, again, folks, we're watching President Trump deplane Air Force One, Stansted Airport in the UK. Our Brian Glenn is on the ground there. Brian, is he coming towards you? Is this what I'm seeing?
No, he's actually going to make his way over to the helicopter now. What they're doing with us is we're going to be pulled here as we're being pulled now to get back in the kind of a press area where we can load up into a van and head to our locations. Let me go ahead and maybe give you a secondary shot here. And I appreciate everybody standing with us because we are live on the ground Eric, and we'll be here. Now, tomorrow, just as a programming note, um, the first event tomorrow is around noon. So that's around 7 o'clock Eastern time. So for those that get up early, 7 o'clock hour, we can have some coverage for you tomorrow. And that is going to all be at Windsor Castle. And then on Thursday, we move over to Checker.
Right. That's right.
And that is
That's right.
where you're going to have Starmer.
Right. That's right. He's going to the I forgot. He's going to see the castle. He's not going to see Keir Starmer. He's not going to Parliament. He's going to the Windsor Castle.
That's correct.
That could be the reason. That could
Starmer's on Thursday.
Got it. Hey, Brian, thank you so much for that. We will, if he's on board, right? He's not going to gaggle with you guys.
No, he's on board.
Okay.
He's clear. Yeah, he's on board.
Well, we'll try and get you, throughout the events over the next couple of days as he makes his way through the country.
For sure.
Brian Glenn, everyone, thank you so much, Brian. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, sir.
All right, folks. Mad Dog, Ben, do we have time to get to this guest now, or what are we doing here? Okay, we're going to do the guest right now. Our next guest is a person who's not afraid to stand up to his critics and is very happy with President Trump's announcement to bring the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. Take a look.
In 2024, Memphis had the highest violent crime rate, the highest property crime rate, and the third highest murder rate of any city in the nation. Other than that, they're doing quite well, thank you. A person is 4 times more likely to be murdered in Memphis, Tennessee today than in Mexico City. It's been overrun with carjackings, robberies, shootings, and killings. There were 249 murders, 429 rapes, 5,616 burglaries, and 12,522 violent assaults in just the last little while in 2024 and in pieces of 2025.
Well, we're happy to have Congressman Andy Ogles of Tennessee, by the way, to join us. Congressman, Memphis is crime-ridden. Tell us, you're okay with this. You're looking forward to the president coming in with some National Guard and locking things down the way he did in D.C.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the president said, Mexico City, which isn't necessarily considered a safe city, it's a kind of level 2 travel advisory from the State Department. You're 4 times more likely to get murdered in Memphis than you are in Mexico City. Bogota, Colombia, which has a level 3 travel advisory. Again, you're more likely to get murdered or have a crime occur against you there in Memphis versus Bogota, Colombia. So enough is enough. Obviously, we have to follow the Constitution, but the president has created a template on how you can cut crime. We see it here in D.C. Carjackings are down 86%. We can do it for Memphis. And look, when you have a woke liberal mayor like you have in Memphis, like you have in Nashville, Tennessee, they're not doing their job. The president is saying, look, we're going to step in and we're going to make America safe again.
So the mayor of Memphis is Paul Young, and he says he is, quote, not happy about Trump saying he's sending National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. Well, I'm sure the people.
Well, cry me a river. I mean, do your dadgum job, and you won't have the National Guard. Same thing with Freddie O'Connell. Nashville's the 8th most violent city in the country, and if he doesn't do his job, I've asked the president to send the National Guard into Nashville as well. Enough is enough. These woke liberal mayors who are radical, they're not doing their job. They want to just cast aspersion against the president, against myself, against you, quite frankly. They need to buckle down, do their jobs, secure their cities. Otherwise, I personally will call the president and ask him to step in.
So people understand. Talk to us a little bit. I know you said it's more dangerous, 4 times more dangerous than Mexico City as far as violent crime in Memphis, but I think it's one of the most violent ridden cities in America.
That's right. Yeah, it ranks number 1 in violent crime, which is unfortunate. So that's robberies, rapes, carjackings, of course, murder. And the streets of Memphis are not safe. And so imagine if you're a family, you're trying to raise children, you want them to get a good education, you want them to break the cycle of poverty, and you're literally living in a war zone, which is Memphis, Tennessee. Enough is enough. We have a right to be safe in this country. The president has proven that cities can be made safe. Look, the left said there was no way to secure the border. The president secured the border. The left said there was no way to cut crime in Washington, D.C. The president has cut crime in Washington, D.C. Now he's going to take this on a roadshow. And again, if you're a woke mayor in a Memphis, a Nashville, Chicago, you go down the list. the National Guard may come knocking on your door. Again, we'll abide by the Constitution, but enough is enough. We can take our cities back.
Congressman, why is it that it gets so bad in these cities, Democrat-run cities, that the crime spikes and the feds have to come in and clean things up, yet they don't change out their politicians? They continually go and hire Democrat mayors across these liberal cities time and time again, to the point where the feds have to clean up the mess that the mayors left.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's this broken cycle, and I think that's where President Trump, through his leadership, you're seeing more minorities, more, former Democrats in these blue cities that are coming on to the Republican side, but it takes time. And look, 24 of the 25 most violent cities in the country are all run by whom? By the Democratic Party and by Democrats. So enough is enough. So we
wait a minute, hold on.
We have the opportunity to break this cycle as well.
Which is the one? 24 out of 25. Which Republican made that list?
Yeah, right. I'll have to go back and look, but I mean, goodness gracious, there's only one, right? And all the rest
that's
are,
the good news. The bad news is there's only one.
There's one.
Exactly.
Right.
Very quickly, you introduced legislation to honor Charlie Kirk with the posthumous Congressional Gold Medal for his dedicated and unwavering support to the American spirit. Tell us very quickly about that.
Yeah, obviously, we're going to do as much as we can to honor and memorialize Charlie Kirk and just the message that he was, preaching to the American people. Look, what was shattered, it was more than just a life taken. It was more than just a family shattered. This idea that you and I can disagree on something and then afterwards go have a cup of coffee, a lunch, or go have a beer, that was shattered. But this is what the left is. They become the party of violence, of being radicalized. When you look at the school shootings, when you look at the transgender shootings, when you look at this shooter, what do they all have in common? They are radicalized by the left of the Democratic Party. Got
it, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you for doing that for Charlie Kirk, our former colleague, I guess, forever. They say, I am Charlie Kirk. It's a hashtag going around. All right, thank you so much, Andy Ogles. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we'll be back 2.5 minutes.
After baseball, I came here, Wall Street. Every second, pressure. Every decision, a bet. Some guys broke, some ran. I didn't. Pressure's not the enemy, weakness is. You either rise through the fire or get left in the ashes. That is the edge.